First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the past and present traditional owners of the land on which this university stands, the Markwell people. And may I offer a very friendly welcome to everybody who is here today at what I think is a wonderful exhibition, and I'd like to pay tribute to all those involved from its inception right through to where we are now. You are here now. I feel an Abbott and Costello routine about to begin. What do you think of my outfit, first of all? Very I have trouble often with people taking me seriously, and I really don't know what that's all about. And of course, I was thrilled to have been asked to MC the opening of this exhibition today, and to speak later in the seminar that follows the event. My name's Kevin Markwell, and up until last year, my partner Steve and I were Novacastrians, and I was also a member of staff of the university. We've now moved up into the Rainbow region, the Northern Rivers region of New South Wales. And while the decision to accept the kind offer from Greg and Marguerite to MC today was a reasonably easy one, I should point out that it did come with some pain. I was hoping to enter my 4-egg sponge in Kyogle Show this year, and Kyogle Show happens to be taking place right now, so it was always next year. But my referring to Kyogle Show is not entirely irrelevant to today's proceedings, and I'd suggest that a show is indeed about showing, that there is a great deal of social and personal importance in being able to show yourself, to be seen by others, and to see others who are like you, or indeed unlike ourselves. For those of us who come from sexualities that aren't necessarily heterosexual, being able to see ourselves and our culture reflected and depicted in the public domain is crucial to acceptance of self and to others. It's also crucial to see the stories of your mob represented in the historical accounts of places, and the exhibition of aspects of this city's and this university's queer social history that Greg and Marguerite and Peter put together is a window for many who may be unaware of the struggles, the celebrations and the skirmishes that have helped shape and define queer Newcastle. And I hadn't realised until I read the board on the Star Hotel that we almost had our own Stonewall right here in Newcastle after the publican decided to straighten up the Star Hotel and turf out all the hoofs and dykes and trannies and drag queens onto the street. Acceptance of one's own sexual identity is still a challenge, even in a society that is moving towards greater acceptance of diverse sexualities. Because we know that we are different from those most closest to us, usually but not always, our heterosexual parents and siblings. So we go looking for images and representations and stories of ourselves elsewhere. For those of us who grew up in a pre-internet era, there were very few instances of ourselves in the public domain, and even fewer that were positive or realistic. Today, of course, television and cinema have begun to portray our lives in a much more nuanced, if often stylised way. He says, wearing a line there. And of course, the internet has provided access to the multiplicity of divergent sexualities, which has both good and not so good consequences. This historical exhibition and the photographic competition is a wonderful initiative that builds on the Gay and Lesbian History Project initiated by Jim Wafer, formerly an academic here at this university, and Erica Southgate and Lyndall Cohn, which culminated in a book and an exhibition at the Newcastle Regional Museum some years ago. Hopefully lots of people of all sexualities will engage with it. But remember that even today, there will be those who will have to rally their courage to come down and have a look. Let's offer some hope that those who might find it uncomfortable or difficult do come down and open themselves up to the stories and images of those represented down here.